Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about batch files. Batch files are scripts that contain a series of commands that can be executed in sequence by the Windows command line interpreter. They are incredibly useful for automating repetitive tasks and can save us a lot of time and effort. Let's dive deeper into batch files. As mentioned earlier, they are scripts that consist of a sequence of commands. These scripts are commonly used to automate tasks such as running multiple commands or launching a sequence of applications. With batch files, we can streamline our workflows and make our lives easier. Now, let's understand how to create a batch file. The process is straightforward and consists of a few simple steps. First, open a text editor such as Notepad. Then, write the commands and parameters in the text editor. Next, save the file with .bat extension, which indicates that it's a batch file. Finally, you can run the batch file by double-clicking it or executing it from the command line. For example, let's consider a simple batch file that displays the message hello world and pauses. We start with the command @echo-off, which turns off the command echoing. This means that the command prompt won't display each command as it's executed. Then we have the echo command, which displays the message hello world. Finally, we use the pause command to pause the execution, allowing us to view the output. Once we have written this code in a text editor, we can save it as hello_world.bat and run it by double-clicking the file. Now, let's explore some common batch file commands that you can use to perform various tasks. @echo-off turns off the command echoing, preventing the command prompt from displaying each command as it's executed. Echo displays a message on the command prompt and writes it to a file. Set creates or modifies a variable and assigns a value to it. If tests a condition and executes a command if the condition is true. For loops through a set of files or a range of numbers and executes a command for each item. Call executes another batch file or a subroutine within the same file. Pause passes the execution of a batch file and waits for the user to press a key. Exit exits the batch file and returns a specified exit code. Rem adds a comment to the batch file. Start starts a program or a batch file in a new window or process. Now, let's understand the basic syntax used in batch files. Batch file uses a simple structure consisting of commands and parameters. Commands are typically preceded by the keywords such as cmd or echo, indicating the actions to be performed. Parameters specify additional details or actions to be taken. For instance, consider the code @echo-off followed by echo hello world. The @echo-off command turns off command echoing, while the echo command displays the message hello world on the command prompt. This basic syntax allows us to execute commands and perform actions within the batch files. Batch files also support the use of variables. Variables can store and manipulate data within the batch file. They are defined using set command and can be accessed using the following syntax. For example, let's consider the code @echo-off followed by set. Here we create a variable named name and assign the value John to it. The echo command displays the value of name variable, which is John. Variables are helpful for storing and using data dynamically within the batch files. Flow control statements in batch file allow us to control the execution of commands based on specific conditions. Statements like if, for, and goto help us make decisions and execute different commands accordingly. For instance, consider the code @echo-off followed by set and then if statement. In this example, we test if the value of the name variable is John. If it is, we display the message hello John. Otherwise, we display hello stranger. This flow control mechanism allows us to create conditional logic within the batch files. Batch files can be designed to handle errors and exceptions gracefully. We can use echo command to display error messages and exit command to terminate the script if an error occurs. For example, let's consider the code @echo of and an if statement. Here we check if a file named file.txt exists. If it doesn't, we display the message file not found and use the exit1 command to exit the script with an error code of 1. This error handling approach helps us identify and handle issues in our bash files. To ensure that our bash files are secure, reliable and easy to maintain, it is important to follow some best practices. Let's explore few of them. Use descriptive variable names to enhance your code readability. Comment your code to provide explanations and make it easier for others to understand. Lastly, thoroughly test your scripts before deploying them to ensure they function as intended. Bash files can be used for advanced techniques such as input-output redirection, piping, and error level checking. These techniques can help us build more powerful and versatile bash files. To wrap up our discussion, let's highlight some key benefits of using bash files. Bash files automate repetitive tasks, saving time and effort. They can execute multiple commands in a single file, reducing the need for manual input and increasing efficiency. They can be customized and adapted to fit specific needs and requirements. They ensure consistency in command execution, reducing the risk of errors and mistakes. Bash files can be easily shared and executed on different machines and operating systems. Thank you for joining today's presentation on bash files.